The real secret to success. You know, people ask me all the time, Jim, what's the real secret to success? They lean in close as if I'm about to give them some ancient treasure map. Is it strategy? They ask. Is it skill? A special talent? A gift? A hidden edge? And I answer them simply and directly. It's none of those things. It's not about mechanics or tactics or a plan. It's about mindset. 80% of success is mindset. The way you think, what you believe, the way you talk to yourself. Only 20% is the mechanics, the know-how, the techniques, the external stuff. The rest is entirely internal. It's what goes on between your ears when no one is watching. When the lights are off and the pressure is on. I didn't always believe this. No, sir, when I was younger, naive, and full of excuses, I thought success was reserved for the lucky ones. You know, the people who were born into the right family, who had a rich uncle, who got a scholarship, or inherited the golden key. I thought being successful meant knowing the right people or catching the right opportunity at the precise moment. I thought it was out of my control. But one day, something happened. I met a mentor, a man of wisdom and clarity. He looked me straight in the eye with a seriousness that cut through all my illusions and said, "Jim, you've got everything you need, except the right philosophy." And it left me speechless. That statement hit me like a brick to the chest. Because in that moment, I realized something profound. I had been living as a victim. I had been blaming everything I could think of. The economy, the government, the taxes, my boss, my parents, my past. You name it, I blamed it. But none of those things were the real obstacle. The real problem wasn't out there. The real problem was in here. It was me, my mindset, my perspective, my philosophy on life. And until I took ownership of that, until I changed the way I thought, nothing around me would ever change. The world reflects your mindset. It is the law. Or let me explain it this way. You can give the exact same opportunity, the exact same business, the exact same tools, the exact same time to two different people. And one of them will take it and turn it into a thriving empire, while the other one will use it as another excuse, another reason to complain or to quit. What's the difference? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's mindset. The soil is the same, the seed is the same, the sun shines on both, but the gardener is different. One cultivates, the other complains. One nurtures, the other neglects. And so one reaps abundance while the other is left with regrets. You see, your mind should operate like a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer simply reacts. It tells you what the temperature is, but it does nothing to change it. This is how most people live. They react. They respond to circumstance. If things are going well, they're happy. If things are going badly, they're down. But a thermostat sets the temperature. It controls the climate. It says, this is how it's going to be. And it adjusts everything around it to match. That's what a strong mindset does. It sets the tone. It changes the environment rather than being changed by it. This is the kind of mind that wins. Listen to me closely. Most people don't fail because they lack ability or opportunity. That is not the real barrier. They fail because they never truly believed they could win in the first place. The battle isn't won when you cross the finish line. It's won or lost well before you ever begin. It's won in your mind, in those quiet, personal moments, where you decide who you are and what you are capable of. If your mind says no, it doesn't matter what your talent says. You will sabotage yourself before you even start. You will retreat instead of advancing. Don't get me wrong. Skills are important, knowledge matters. Experience can make a world of difference. But here's the truth. Without the right mindset, you won't use any of it. You'll sit on a mountain of potential and never draw from it. You'll second-guess your talents. You'll ignore your preparation. You'll talk yourself out of opportunities before they even knock on your door. You'll say things like, who am I to do this? What if I fail? That is not humility. That is a mindset problem. It's fear disguised as logic, and it's the fastest way to stay stuck. The mindset is the filter through which you see the entire world. It colors your perspective. It determines how you interpret what happens to you, especially failure. A weak mindset sees failure as a dead end. A strong mindset sees it as a detour, a lesson, a signal, a teacher. One person falls and says, it's over. I quit. Another person falls and says, okay, now I know what not to do. Let me adjust and try again. Same failure, same situation, totally different result. Why? Because one was guided by fear, the other by wisdom. Let me ask you a personal question. What do you say to yourself when life hits you in the gut? When the plan falls apart? When the deal doesn't close? Do you curse yourself? Do you heap shame and guilt upon yourself? Or do you take a step back and speak the truth to yourself? Because the truth is, failure doesn't mean the end. It doesn't mean you're broken or hopeless. It means you're in process. It means you're learning. It means you're evolving. It means you're pushing your limits. That's growth, and that's where character is built, in that messy, painful middle. Your mindset is more than positive thinking. It is your personal philosophy. It is the lens through which you see yourself, your goals, others, and even hardship. It is how you perceive time, how you view work. If you view hard work as a burden, a punishment, you will avoid it like the plague. But if you believe that hard work is a seed, that effort today is the beginning of greatness tomorrow. You will lean into it with joy. You will sweat with purpose. You will stop seeing labor as a loss and start seeing it as an investment. I remember when I was broke, 25 years old, full of ambition, but empty pockets. I was behind on my bills. I was dodging the landlord. I was embarrassed to answer the phone. But let me tell you, the worst part wasn't the lack of money. It wasn't even the pressure. The worst part was that I had accepted it. I thought it was normal. I thought the struggle was just my lot in life. That's what a broken mindset does. It makes you tolerate things you were never meant to accept. Then I met Mr. Schaff, my mentor. He didn't pity me. He didn't coddle me. He said, "Jim, the world doesn't need to change. The government doesn't need to change. The economy doesn't need to change. You need to change." Then he handed me a book, and that book opened my eyes. It reshaped my beliefs. It rewired my thinking. And when my thinking changed, my actions changed too. And when my actions changed, my income changed as well. That's when I understood transformation always begins in the mind. You see, we are not paid for the time we put in. That is a myth. We are paid for the value we bring to that time, and value begins in the mind. It begins with the way you think, the way you solve problems, the way you show up. Ask yourself, what is the value of your thoughts? Are you building castles with your ideas, or are you digging ditches of doubt? What is the wealth of your attitude? Are you attracting abundance or pushing it away with bitterness? What is the richness of your perspective? Because the way you see the world determines what you do in it. Here's the trap people fall into. They want new results, a better life, a stronger marriage, a more fulfilling career, but they continue to operate on old programming, on beliefs they picked up 10 or 20 years ago, on outdated ideas, on limiting mindsets, and they wonder why they stay stuck. It's like trying to run today's apps on yesterday's software. You have to reboot. You have to uninstall the lies that you've been taught, like you're not good enough, or money is evil, or you'll always be average, and reinstall the truth. You have to get rid of that stinking thinking that's clogging up your future. Your mind is powerful, more powerful than you know, but it is also programmable. It will believe anything you consistently and repetitively feed it. Feed it fear, and you'll live your life on pause. Feed it doubt, and you'll miss out on opportunities. But if you feed it faith, you will rise up. You will take action. You will pursue. If you feed it vision, you will build. You will stretch. You will expand beyond what you ever thought possible. What you feed your mind becomes your reality. So guard your thoughts. Shape them with intention. Because mindset isn't just a part of the journey, it is the journey itself. Discipline is a mindset. Accountability is a mindset. Gratitude is a mindset. These are not just good ideas. They are fundamental muscles of character. And just like any muscle, they must be trained, stretched, and pushed beyond comfort to grow. You don't just wake up one day with discipline. You cultivate it day by day, choice by choice. You show up when you don't feel like it. You say no to the easy path and yes to the path that builds strength. And the same goes for accountability. It's not about accepting blame. It's about taking ownership. Own your future. Own your habits. Own your attitude. And gratitude is the most powerful of all. Because when you choose to see the good even in the difficult moments, you are training your mind to be resilient. You are building a mindset that can withstand the storms and keep moving forward. These are not emotions. They are disciplines of thought. This is how champions think. They don't just train their body. They train their mind to endure, to persevere, and to win. If you can change your mindset, you can change your life. But don't expect it to be easy and don't expect it to be quick. A change of thought requires constant effort. You must be intentional about what you feed your mind. Read the right books, not just once, but over and over until the ideas take root. Listen to the voices that lift you, challenge you, and call you higher. Surround yourself with people who are going where you want to go. not just the ones who validate your current level. You have to build a mental fortress, a protected space in your mind that guards your vision, because a bad influence can undo years of progress. Your mental environment is sacred. If you don't protect it, weeds will grow, and weeds don't need permission. They just show up. That's why your focus has to be fierce. Your inner world creates your outer world. Never forget that. I tell young people all the time, it's not what you don't have that holds you back. It's not the enemy. The real threat is what you have but never use. Within you lies a mind that is capable of shaping worlds, of imagining new futures, of designing new realities, of solving complex problems, and of lifting others up. But instead of using that mind to build, most people use it to worry, to doubt, to replay old fears. It's like owning a Ferrari and using it to tow a lawnmower. You are not made for survival mode. You are made for creation, for vision, for leadership. But it all begins when you decide to stop wasting your mental power on problems and start investing it in solutions. Let me give you something practical. Because theory is nice, but practice is powerful. Start talking to yourself better. Don't wait for life to hand you compliments. Become your biggest encourager. Look in the mirror every morning. Not just to brush your teeth, but to affirm your direction. Say things that align with who you want to become. I am becoming a disciplined person. I take full responsibility for my choices and my results. I am equipped for greatness. These are not just good ideas. They are fundamental muscles of character. And just like any muscle, they must be trained, stretched, and pushed beyond comfort to grow. You don't just wake up one day with discipline. You cultivate it day by day, choice by choice. You show up when you don't feel like it. You say no to the easy path and yes to the path that builds strength. And the same goes for accountability. It's not about accepting blame. It's about taking ownership. Own your future. Own your habits. Own your attitude. And gratitude is the most powerful of all. Because when you choose to see the good even in the difficult moments, you are training your mind to be resilient. You are building a mindset that can withstand the storms and keep moving forward. These are not emotions. They are disciplines of thought. This is how champions think. They don't just train their body. They train their mind to endure, to persevere, and to win. If you can change your mindset, you can change your life. But don't expect it to be easy and don't expect it to be quick. A change of thought requires constant effort. You must be intentional about what you feed your mind. Read the right books, not just once, but over and over until the ideas take root. Listen to the voices that lift you, challenge you, and call you higher. Surround yourself with people who are going where you want to go, not just the ones who validate your current level. You have to build a mental fortress, a protected space in your mind that guards your vision, because a bad influence can undo years of progress. Your mental environment is sacred. If you don't protect it, weeds will grow, and weeds don't need permission. They just show up. That's why your focus has to be fierce. Your inner world creates your outer world. Never forget that. I tell young people all the time, it's not what you don't have that holds you back. It's not the enemy. The real threat is what you have but never use. Within you lies a mind that is capable of shaping worlds, of imagining new futures, of designing new realities, of solving complex problems, and of lifting others up. But instead of using that mind to build, most people use it to worry, to doubt, to replay old fears. It's like owning a Ferrari and using it to tow a lawnmower. You are not made for survival mode. You are made for creation, for vision, for leadership. But it all begins when you decide to stop wasting your mental power on problems and start investing it in solutions. Let me give you something practical. Because theory is nice, but practice is powerful. Start talking to yourself better. Don't wait for life to hand you compliments. Become your biggest encourager. Look in the mirror every morning. Not just to brush your teeth, but to affirm your direction. Say things that align with who you want to become. I am becoming a disciplined person. I take full responsibility for my choices and my results. I am equipped for greatness. And don't just say it once. Say it until it becomes your new inner dialogue. Because repetition is the language of the mind. The more you speak the truth, the more your mind adopts it as normal. And once it's normal in your mind, it will become natural in your life. Because here's the truth most people never learn. The world will try to program you with limitations. It will hand you scripts of fear, insecurity, and doubt, and if you're not careful, you'll read those scripts for the rest of your life. That's why you have to fight back. not with fists, but with fire. A fire in your mind that says, "Watch me rise." A fire that says, "I will not be defined by other people's fears." You have to become your own coach, cheering yourself on when no one is watching. You have to be your own warrior, fighting for your potential. And yes, you have to be your own spark, because sometimes no one else will light the fire for you. And here is a trap you must avoid: comparison. Comparison is a quiet thief. It doesn't just steal joy, it kills momentum. It convinces you that you're behind when you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It makes you question your journey based on someone else's highlight reel. But listen closely, you are not competing with anyone else. This is not a race against your neighbor. This is a race against your own potential. The real question is not, am I better than Zrenia? It's, am I better than I was yesterday? Growth is personal. Progress is individual. And success is about your unique calling, not someone else's path. Let me close with this. You can have the best tools, the most advanced strategy, even world-class mentors backing you up. But if your mindset is stuck in fear, doubt, or scarcity, you will self-sabotage every single time. You will find a way to shrink the opportunity. You will talk yourself out of trying, but the reverse is also true. If you have a powerful mindset, even a small opportunity becomes a fertile ground. You will stretch it. You will multiply it. You will create more from less, because your mind is a fertile soil, and whatever you plant there will grow. Our mindset is the difference between living on autopilot and living with purpose, between reacting and creating, between being bitter and getting better. It is not the event that shapes you, it is the meaning you give it. It is the story you tell yourself, and you get to choose that story every day, every moment. That story becomes your standard. That standard becomes your identity, and your identity becomes your future. Never underestimate the power of belief. Belief is what takes average effort and turns it into extraordinary results. Belief turns setbacks into comebacks. It's not magic. It's a mindset. And belief begins in the invisible, in that quiet place inside, where you say either I can or I can't. That's where the real battle is won. That's where champions are made, not in the bright lights, but in the dark, behind closed doors, in the privacy of the mind. So here's my challenge to you. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Make personal growth your obsession. Cultivate an unshakable mindset, because life will shake you. But if your roots are deep, you won't break. Study greatness. Surround yourself with people who push you. Talk to yourself like someone who deserves to be built up, because success is not a stroke of luck. It's a mindset, and the moment you change the way you think, you begin to rewrite the entire trajectory of your life. That's when the real journey begins.